What's going on, guys? We are back, and it's one of my favorite things to do is reading over these patch notes. It's always exciting to see what is coming out. Sometimes there's some new stuff in there, like these patch notes actually have something new coming out in them that we didn't know about. But let's just go through the entire patch notes, and I'll give you my thoughts on all of it. We're going to skip the headlines, because I believe they get brought up again later. But we can see the two new cars here. Champions Field, obviously, some other stuff. But we're just going to get right into it. So, new content. Arenas, Champions Field. It's a standard arena. And, like, we all know how I feel about that. It looks really nice, though. And then Starbase Arc, though, is another big improvement. The visuals have been updated and reduced brightness. So, we'll see that in a little bit when we... I'll probably have another video with Starbase in it just to show some differences there. Boost pads are now standardized in all standard arenas. So, there was a little bit of... the boost pads being a little bit off-center or a little bit more into the middle on certain versions of maps, so now they're all completely standard. Again, this is showing a little bit more of, like, it seems like Psyonix is slowly leaning towards fully standardizing everything, because they got rid of Neo Tokyo earlier. We haven't seen another non-standard map in a while, so we'll see. We'll see where that goes, but so far the trend seems to be going back towards standard always. Let's continue. Crates, there's a new crate, obviously Overdrive crate. When displayed, yeah, crate Overdrive. Champions Crate series has been retired, so you can no longer get the Champions Crate series. You can still unlock those items based on that crate, if you have them, or trade for them, obviously. They did say that some of the items might come back in future crates. Like, we saw at least one Player's Choice crate already where it had a couple of the same items that have been out already. Who knows, maybe we'll see that again going forward. Trails are now available in the car customization menu. So that's when you go supersonic, the purple lines that go behind your wheels. Now there's going to be all different types. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is trails are available in the crate, and crate only, it seems like. It just says more trails are available in the Overdrive crate. I wish they would have, since they're releasing something new, at least had like very rare items that can be dropped as like a common drop during a game. For a couple of these trails, because it seems a little weird to not have any trails available for free, and they have to be purchased with keys. So I'm not a huge fan of that, but we'll see. Goal explosions have also been added, and at least for this one, there is 4 common drops. We got standard green, orange, pink, and purple, and then there's more explosions in the Overdrive crate. I believe the black market decals, like the mystery item, can now also be goal explosions, so look out for that. Then we got engine audio. All of the engines are now in the car customization thing that you can choose any engine you want for any car, except for the licensed cars. Then also they have been changed. Let's see. Yeah, so the audio for all the cars has been updated as well, but they kept all the legacy ones in as well that you can choose from in the customization option. So it gives you plenty of choices. Right now, it seems like there are no drops for the engine audios. It's just what we have. I assume eventually, maybe it will get drops, or maybe just with every new card that they're going to try for a new engine sound. I wonder if you get all the engine audios. Okay, so it's only for the battle cars you own. So you won't get the engine audios for the new cars unless you get them, or for any DLC cars or anything like that that you don't have. So that's, I guess, the way that you'll be collecting engine audios is by collecting cars. So there's that. Community flags. These will be common drops in all fine games as well. I'll probably have a video about how to get all these items extremely quickly. But we have Gfinity flags been updated to their new logo. X Games, Monster Cat, Jinx now will have an antenna as well, decal for the Monster Cat, and then of course we got Rick and Morty items, which I find a little weird. So we got the Rick and Morty items are now drops after matches. The head, which I think is the cromulent topper, like, forgive me, I watched Rick and Morty in like a weekend and it's okay, but I'm not obsessed with it. But I believe those can be painted. So you can find those painted toppers after games as well. But those will be more rare. And I believe those will only be from online matches compared to the normal common drops. But we have the boost, as you can see up there, the wheels, the antennas. It shows basically everything up there in that GIF. The Mr. Poopy Butthole topper they call Mr. PBH. This is why I find it weird. Rocket League's an E for everyone game, yet they bring in a cartoon that if kids see, like, oh, I've never heard of this show, maybe I should go watch it. Probably not the best idea for for kids to go watch that show at a young age. So it just seems a little weird. A weird kind of combo here. But I guess, like, they've had, like, I don't know, Batman versus Superman cars. But that's not even that big, because that's a PG-13 movie. So, I don't know. Who knows? But, yeah, so they got Rick and Morty in there. I still find that a little odd, but obviously a lot of people are going to love it. So that's probably the push-pull they had with that of, do we add it into the game? Well, everyone's going to love it, so why not? And that's probably what they went with. World Championship attendee items will now, codes will be sent out later in July. Now you can redeem them for the wheels. These wheels will not be tradable. So technically you're not supposed to sell these codes, but you can still kind of trade them by just selling the code and not getting the wheels at first. I expect to see a lot of these on markets around for this item. Next up, we have a few new achievements and trophies. Equip a very rare item on a map with turbulent weather. Head the Champions Field, just play a game. Trade with a player. Trade in 5 items of the same quality. Now, like all those heart boosts and lightning boosts that you have, Psyonix has said they are working on something for that. It is not in this update. You still cannot trade those in, so don't get your hopes up for that. Rank up, you will automatically unlock as long as you've played placements before. With the new season, there is no placement game, so you just continue on. It's basically 4.5 for a season. So you won't have to worry about that one. And then score and assist, or assist a combined 30 goals or assist in casual and competitive online matches. That wording's a little weird, but sure. 30 goals or assists. Just get that. So that's pretty simple. Here's all the trails that you get. As you can see here, bronze, not that creative. Then silver starts getting a little bit more. Gold looks pretty nice. Platinum looks really good. Diamond, I think, looks probably the best. And then, of course, purple for champion. You also get the champion title if you made it through the season rewards. Now, some changes and updates, which I'm actually really happy about. We got 50 car preset slots now, up from 10. I think in the game now we're up to, like, closing in on 30 cars. I could be wrong. I'm not sure the exact number, but it's getting up there. So I'm glad they added a ton more car preset slots. You can now change it in between games without going back to the menu, which is awesome. Dodge dead zones. Actually going to be kind of interesting to see where people fall with this. Basically, sorry, my phone's been popping off here. Now you can set the dodge dead zone. So the default is you need the stick to be halfway to the edge, basically, to initiate a dodge. Now, the reason why this should be interesting is because a lot of times, like, you get the feels backflip or feels side flip when you're trying for the double jump aerial. And the reason for that is it could be because you didn't move your stick all the way back yet. It was slowly coming back and you hit it a little too soon. Now, do you go with moving it in or increasing your value of the dead zone to 1.0, so it has to be all the way to the end to actually do your flip? So then you'll probably get double pops a lot easier and not do as many feels backflip or sideman, but then it'll be harder to do your diagonal flips or your side flips when you want to do them because you'll have to move the stick entirely over. So this should be interesting, and I want to see where the pros land on it. Like, I could see a lot of varied results. I don't see many people moving it lower than 0.5 just because of the double pop aerialness. But I want to see how close they get to that 1.0. So that's a number to keep a lookout on for other pros to see what they're doing in case you want to copy them. Moving on, we have rocket trails have been renamed to rocket boosts. So I guess the boost that comes out of the back of the car used to be called rocket trails. I didn't even know that, honestly, because now we do have trails. So those are called trails. So this is just called boost. So that's just a little bit of a different thing. Press and start when selecting online playlist. Now starts the matchmaking search. Just a quality of life change. Boost meter and rumble power up are now displayed while watching a player in spectator mode. That was already in there, so I'm not sure why that's in there again, unless the rumble power up didn't show, but I believe it did, because that's what we showed in Midseason Mayhem. But now it's also in during replays, which I love, because I do a lot of replay analysis, so this will give me a chance to look at more boost control, and if I get a rumble like analysis, which I would love, then I get to see what power-ups they're holding on to and stuff like that. So that's a huge change. Really helps a lot for me personally, who does a lot of replay analysis. It's going to help a lot knowing how much boost everyone has. A pop-up window will appear when exiting a match when you have indicated you want a replay, but did not save a replay. Quality of life. Maintenance mode for when it's in maintenance, so you can't play. High contrast nameplates are now default on. I like this choice. As soon as they added it to the options menu, I turned it on. and I never looked back. It looks so much better. So I'm glad they're changing that to on. It's just a better way to show nameplates. It's better to see the nameplates and see the opponents a little bit better. Now, this one's a little weird. Competitive Season 4 has ended. Titles and items will be awarded for your highest rank achieved during the season. Season 4 rewards are custom, non-tradable trails, which we know. Now, this wording on the Grand Champion one is weird, because we used to get every single item beforehand, and I'm pretty sure they've said we do. Now, this could change as soon as the update goes live, and everyone knows. But the wording they have in here is a little weird, because it says Season 4 Grand Champions will also receive the Season 4 Champion Trail. Does that mean they don't receive all the other trails? And does that mean every other trail user only gets their certain one? Maybe it's just Season 4 Champion Trail, you get all other trails. So they're just letting you know Grand Champions also get trails as well. I assume that's what it is, because you should be able to get all of them. But it'll be weird if we don't get all the trails. And I would actually be a little upset, because Diamond Trail is probably the best trail. So we'll see. I assume if that happens, there'll be a huge outrage, and hopefully it'll be fixed. But I'm pretty sure Psyonix has said you get every single one beforehand. It's just a little bit, the wording here is a little bit strange. Competitive Season 5 has begun. A lot of people are saying that's not really Season 5, it's really Season 4.5, because there is no skill reset. But new for Season 5 is the season reward level. They have changed it since last night when I made the last video I did, from 20 games to 12 games now for each tier. So it'll be a little bit quicker for you guys to rank up. But you start in the bronze ranks, you work your way up to Grand Champion. There is a Grand Champion reward as well. Losses do not affect your win count, and so on and so forth. No placement games. So that's how you'll unlock the rewards for Season 5, but they'll come at the end of Season 5. They're hoping in the future they'll be unlocked right away once you get them. Now, cars are changing, which is kind of neat. They've always kind of, every patch, or not every patch, but some patches, they always kept changing the cars to be more like Octanes or more like Dominuses, more like Batmobiles. Now they're officially like getting fully behind it. They're actually calling the car types like a certain type of car. Now it is just called like an Octane type, and they're trying to mimic as closely as they can cars that are in that field. So Octane, Octane ZSR, Takumi, Takumi RXT are all going to be almost identical. It says they will minimize the differences. I assume they're trying to get it as close as possible. Same with Dominus type cars. Then Plank type cars. We have Batmobile, Mantis, Paladin, Twin Mill, stuff like that. Breakout is actually getting wider. And then the new card, the Animus GP, will also be included in that, because that's a Breakout variant, I believe. Maybe a Paladin variant, something like that. Then the hybrid type is like Venom, X-Devil, and Endo. It'll be a mix between Octane and Dominus. So that seems like they're trying to start naming these classes of cars. I think they should come up with some type of name for these instead of Octane and Dominus and Breakout. Doesn't really make sense. Sooner or later, because we're going to have so many cars, they're going to have to start organizing them in the menus, I feel like, too. Like, oh, do you want an Octane type car? Here's the 10 different cars that are basically the same exact kickbox. Oh, do you want a Dominus type car? Here's these cars. So we'll see where that goes. But for now, it's been slow change after slow change every patch to make these cars almost identical. User interface, find match window has been updated. Okay, sure. I do like this, the new recommended server region. I never understood why they had to select all for all regions. No one's ever going to have good ping across everywhere. Now there's a recommended server, which will get you into servers where you have less than 100 ping, which is kind of nice. I think I'll use that a decent amount, because I usually play in Europe and West from time to time, but some of those servers are pretty crap for me. So like it'll give me the best European servers, the best West servers to help my East server game. A new warning pop-up message has been added to the trading screen. Okay. Several trade related disclaimers, like they don't want you to be scammed, all that stuff. Audio, engine audio for all battle cars has been revised. All battle cars has new audios. I wonder what that means. I hope it's more beefier, but who knows? I'm not sure what exactly that means. And then the music playlist, obviously, with Rocket League Radio coming in with 18 new songs. That's going to be changed completely, where you can choose certain soundtracks or just all of the songs. So sooner or later, like not in this patch, but they said soon, they will have it so you can actually play music in game. They're working on that, but that's not ready yet. So Rocket League Radio for now is still only in the main menu, but they'll eventually have it in-game, which is nice. Bug fixes. Car bumping and demolition has been fixed. We'll see how well this has been fixed. But you should be able to get more consistent demolishes and car bumps. And then sometimes it seems like you were still in Supersonic, but you weren't. So that'll change a little bit better. Now ball bounces off junctions, off like the weird parts of the curves and stuff like that, supposedly have been getting better. I rarely see bad bounces from there anyway, so whenever they can make it better, it's always nice. Change car suspension code so you don't get stuck while driving up on curved surfaces. Again, I haven't really seen that all that much, but that's always nice to see. Centers and saves, like this is actually good for me for my viewer games, and other related stats are now working correctly in the no goal reset mutator. Whenever I turn that on, which I turn it on all the time in my viewer games, it would just show like no stats basically. You would barely ever get any points, so that'll be nice to have. Ball should no longer get stuck in free play. Cool. Some party member stuff for free play, locking it out. Players will not receive a matchmaking ban if they leave during the overtime replay goal or during the final goal replay. It doesn't say if it's overtime or 0 seconds. I assume it's both, but I could easily see it being it's only in overtime if like coding was weird. But we'll see if it's 0 second as well. Since they worded it this way, I assume it is, but who knows. Fix the bug with the hexed and snakeskin decals. Cool. Wheel effects no longer flicker. Cool. Loading screen now correctly displays all information when joining Rumble or Drop Shot match. Nice. Split screen works a little bit better in the party bar. Duplicate item sound no longer plays when scrolling through items. I never even heard that. Nitro crates, better languages. Ball cannon properly disappears between shots. Cool. Cars with 3 painted items or more equipped will correctly appear in other party members' lobbies for PS4. Okay, cool. So a lot of these are just weird, like, little changes, which is nice, though. Crazy Sandwich decal has been updated on the Ice Charger. An idle warning now appears when viewing the mid-game menu. Okay, that's nice, because sometimes if you're in the menus, since you're not controlling any inputs, you still have only 30 seconds, and then it'll boot you, so that's nice. Appearance of the ball indicator and direction indicator on Aquadome has been adjusted, so it'll look a little bit better, I guess, on there. And that's it for this patch, guys. If there's anything that I'm missing that they haven't listed in the patch notes, like once you play in the patch, if there's any extra stuff that you haven't noticed, let me know. There was actually one thing I wanted to mention. I think I might have skipped over it somewhere. Hold on, let me find this. Oh, I think they took it out. It was here just a minute ago. Okay, they did take it out. So there was a Brisk items that there was 2 items. I can't remember the names, but it'll probably be all over Reddit, where if you have a code for Brisk items, then you can also redeem them now. That hasn't been announced anywhere, so that was like the new thing that I was kind of teasing earlier. There's going to be new Brisk items, supposedly, and it's a code, and I wonder how that's going to work. Is it going to be like viewing the Summer Series? Probably not, because they weren't sending out codes for that. I could see one of those product things where it's a code on the bottle cap of Brisks. Like, that would make a lot of sense. It seems like maybe that's where they're going with it. Who knows? I'm not really sure what it is. I haven't heard of it before this, even with my extra knowledge that I get to see from everything. You know, I am a star in Brisk commercials, you know. But the Brisk bottle, if they started having, like, licensed, like, Rocket League labels and stuff like that and have codes from that would be awesome. I assume that's what it is, so that'll be coming probably soon, because that's in this update. They took it out for this, so you would assume like legal stuff where like it was supposed to be ready by now, but it's not. So look out for that. 2 new Brisk items. I think it was wheels and something else, but again, it'll probably be all over Reddit, so check out that. But yeah, that'll do it for patch notes. It's just after 6 now, so I'm going to go download the update, make some more videos for you guys so you can see what the update's about in case you can't play tonight. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Later.